Hello world, Geriatric Geek here with another video for you. This one is a movie haul, horror movie haul. I do get other movies, action movies and those, but very rarely. I'm trying to get every horror movie out there. So I go hunting at Goodwill's. I go hunting online at Blow It Out of Here on eBay, Deep Discount on eBay. I believe they're the same folks. Also, of course, Walmart. Who else did we go through this week? That's about it for this last week. Goodwill, Walmart, Blow It Out of Here, and Deep Discount. And in this movie, or this video, excuse me, I'm going to show some of the Arrow video titles that I got when Arrow had their sale let's see, it was I guess 3 weeks ago now. So I've had these sitting around waiting to show you guys, share a little bit of what I got. So without further ado, let me show you what we got. We'll start with the Arrow videos. This is called Tenebrae, filmed by Dario Argento. Like I said, I'll pretty much buy anything that's horror that I don't have, especially if it's on sale or at a good price. This contains strong bloody violence. It is region B, so if you want to be able to play this, you have to have a region-free player. I happen to have an LG that I was able to do a hack on, and basically it allows me to watch all the regions on my little LG Blu-ray player. So there you go, Tenebrae, Terror Beyond Belief, a notorious horror classic returns in all its depraved glory. This infamous video nasty updated the classic giallo blueprint for the glorified 80s, courting controversy and drenching the viewer in crimson arterial spray. A razor-wielding psycho is stalking the horror writer Peter Neal in Rome to promote his latest work, Tenebrae, but the author isn't the obsessive killer's only target. The beautiful women who surround him are doomed as one by one they fall victim to the murderer's slashing blade. So that's pretty cool. Watch that. That's from Arrow, like I said. Another one from Arrow that I did not have is Lovecraft's Bride of Reanimator. Bride of Reanimator. There's the back. This also, I believe, no, this is A, B, and C, so this can be viewed anywhere. I'm sure that you guys have, this is a special edition DVD and Blu-ray edition. Lots of director-approved special edition contents. This is 97 minutes long. Let me read a little bit. The success of Stuart Gordon's hit horror comedy Reanimator meant that a sequel was all but inevitable. The resulting follow-up, and by the way, Reanimator I really liked. Bride of Reanimator, this time helmed by director Brian Yuzna, would prove that there was a good deal more life and death left in the story of Dr. Herbert West and his ghoulish exploits. So there you go. Bride of Reanimator. Can't wait to give that a look. Next we have a movie that I've already seen, and having worked most of my life, my working life, in a prison in California, I have first-hand knowledge of the inner workings of a prison, both minimum and maximum levels. So this movie with William Dafoe and Edward Furlong, Animal Factory, was of interest to me. I had not seen it before till I watched it, obviously, and I thought it was pretty good. It was as far as how things are within a prison and recreating that, it's too darn close for comfort, I'll tell you. If you want to know how things go, generally in a prison situation, watch this movie. if you're into horror. And it's not really horror. This is just really just a real life kind of a reality series kind of thing, man. So it's about a troubled youth, Ron Decker, who's Edward Furlong, is sentenced to a 10-year stint in the notorious San Quentin State Prison for a drug-dealing conviction. Inexperienced in the ways of prison life, he's taken under the wing of Earl Copen, William Defoe. And basically, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but basically it's how he deals with life inside the prison. There are the special editions. So, Animal Factory. If you're into prisons, into prison life, want to know more about it, it's kind of a good place to start. Next up is from Arrow Video, The Mutilator. So I paid basically for all these just a little bit over $10 a piece. Of course, they're brand new, unopened. The Mutilator, although the slasher film was in decline in the mid-'80s, there were still some grisly delights to be had, and they don't come much grislier than writer-director Buddy Cooper's sickening stalk and slash classic, The Mutilator. When Ed receives a message from his father asking him to go and lock up the family's beach condo for the winter, it seems like the perfect excuse for an alcohol-fueled few days away with his friends. But no sooner are the teens on the island than they find themselves stalked by a figure with an axe and a hook and an outboard motor to grind. So there you go, The Mutilator, Arrow Video. Next Arrow Video, now I have not seen this one. It's called Deranged, The Confessions of a Necrophile. Really doesn't sound like something I like, but not really into the necrophilia thing. But I'll give it a shot. This one is Region B locked. Real-life Wisconsin serial killer Ed Gein inspired many distinguished films. And if you ever watched Ed Gein, the movie, pretty good. Oh, what a man. Terrible. The Silence of the Lambs and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but none is quite as disturbing as Deranged. Roberts Blossom gives an alarmingly convincing performance as rural eccentric Ezra Cobb, whose mother's death unhinges him to the point where he not only lovingly preserves her corpse in the living room, but also goes out to find friends to keep her company. Okay. Very good. Another Arrow Video. Now this one is a steelbook called White of the Eye. This one is Region B locked, Blu-ray. It basically says a serial killer is on the loose in and around the small community of Globe, Arizona, and housewife Joan White gradually comes to suspect that her opera-loving hi-fi engineer husband, Paul, might know more than he's letting on. There you go. Haven't opened this yet, so I'm going to give that a watch. White of the Eye. There's back. Lots of special edition contents there, aren't there? If you guys have seen any of these and like them, let me know down below in the comments. So the rest of these I got either on deep discount or in Walmart. Or Blow It Out of Here also. This is another film by Dario Argento called Deep Red. Stunning thriller, a film that sits in your mind long after it's over. Deep Red. This is not rated. 2011 film. There's the back. Looks like a fun one. It's the uncensored English version. Okay, something else I came up on. I believe I got this at Walmart. Unrated director's cut of Blumhouse's Truth or Dare. Well, there's a number of Truth or Dare titles out there, and this one looked fun to me. The The game only ends when all the players are dead. Great. So this includes both the unrated director's cut and theatrical versions of the movie. Lucy Hale and Tyler Posey lead the cast of Blumhouse's Truth or Dare, a supernatural thriller from Blumhouse Productions. A harmless game of truth or dare among friends turns deadly when someone or something begins to punish those who tell a lie or refuse to dare. So there you go. If you've seen it, let me know down below how you liked it. Okay, another, I believe, Walmart snag. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski in A Quiet Place. If they hear you, they hunt you. The scariest and most innovative movie of the year. In this mind-blowing, tense thriller, a family must navigate their lives in silence to avoid mysterious creatures that hunt by sound. Sounds like a good one. I haven't really heard anything about that one, but we'll check it out and see how it is. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. You may or may not know. Can't wait for the 9th season here to come up soon. But in that vein, I got the 8th season complete. Blu-ray digital, the complete 8th season. I do love The Walking Dead. I'm sad to see Rick and his son go eventually, but I guess Negan's going to be sticking around a while. We shall see. Next up we have a exploitation film. This must have come from Blow It Out of Here. Called Horsehead, a film by Romaine Bassett. Enter a psychosexual world of nightmares. Haunting and horrific, surreal and shocking. There you go, Horsehead. Pays tribute to the classic European shockers of Dario Argento and Mario Bava, while delivering unforgettable images that both disturb and enchant. Beautiful young Jessica returns to her family's countryside estate, for her grandmother's funeral, where she is haunted by recurring nightmares of a horse-headed monster. Just thought it looked interesting. $10, can't beat it. That was probably less. I don't remember how much that was, to be honest. Okay, we have another. I got this also from Arrow Video, but it's not. It is put out by Arrow Films, and trying to see if it's Region B locked. Can't really tell. Darn it. There it is. Yeah, this is Region B. Called Honeymoon. After the ceremony comes the ritual. Got it for a good price, so why not? Young newlyweds Paul and B travel. She used to be in the Game of Thrones. Yeah, she is in the Game of Thrones, maybe. Travel to a remote lake house for their honeymoon, where the promise of private romance awaits them. Paul is woken in the middle of the night by a shaft of light entering the cabin, which sets off his bedside alarm. Returning to bed, he finds it empty, and after an anxious period of search, discovers a naked bee somewhere. Looks like a good one. Let me know below if you've seen that one. Next we have a Scream Factory release. Blu-ray DVD combo pack, collector's edition of The Burning. It'll take you further than fear. The Burning. Know nothing about this. If you've seen it, let me know down below what you thought. It's the back. This looks gory as heck to me. I don't know why I got this one, but I'm sure I got it cheap. It's Ethan Hawke and Selena Gomez in Getaway. Let me know down below if you've seen this one and whether it's any good. It's a hell of a fun ride. The clock is ticking as former race car driver Brent Magna barrels around the streets of Bulgaria to save his abducted wife. Inside a Ford Shelby, a desperate Brent obeys the anonymous voice coming through the speaker as it sets him and his unwitting passenger on increasingly dangerous tasks. If they fail, Brent's wife dies. There you go. And this one came from, to be honest with you, let's see, I'll blow it out of here. And this is Vatican tapes. Always interested in these kind. There's the back. Read just a little bit. I've not watched this yet. Angela Holmes is an ordinary 27-year-old until she begins to have a devastating effect on anyone close, causing serious injury and death. Holmes is examined and possession is suspected, but when the Vatican is called upon to exorcise the demon, the possession proves to be an ancient satanic force more powerful than ever imagined. Okay, possession movies. I enjoy possession movies. Of course, Exorcist, one of my favorite. And we got a Bay of Blood Mario Bava collection. Of course, he's really one of those most influential gore people. One of the most influential horror films of all time, Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood, aka Twitch of the Death Nerve, is a spurting artery from which all future slasher films would flow. When the crippled Countess Federico is murdered at her isolated mansion, a gruesome battle ensues to secure the rights to her valuable property around the bay. Bay of Blood. There's the back. Very good. And I believe this is another Walmart pickup called The Forest. Everyone comes here looking for a way out. A young woman's hunt for her missing sister leads to horror and madness in this terrifying supernatural thriller starring Natalie Dormer from the Game of Thrones and the Hunger Games, when her troubled twin sister mysteriously disappears. Very good. Alright, so the rest of these are all one, no they're not. These four are all Walmart pickup, or not Walmart, they're Goodwill pickups. Dimension Extreme, Pulse 3, Can't Stop the Invasion. Picked these up for 50 cents a piece. It was on a half-price day. Nearly a decade after terrifying events of Pulse 2, the dead still walk the earth, having entered our realm through electronic devices. Justine, raised with her fellow human refugees in a remote no-tech survivor camp, is now a 17-year-old girl who dreams of the world they've left behind. Pulse 3. Next we have Live Animals. Once he breaks you, he owns you. An effective nail-biter, gruesome and compelling. Fans of Saw and Hostel will cheer. Another Goodwill pickup, 50 cents. The day I went over there, man, they had quite a few goodies, but most of them I already had. In the quiet of the country, a sick, twisted man kidnaps young adults in the dark of night, binds them by heavy chain to stalls in an isolated barn. They are trained to obey with torture, broken like horses, prepared for merciless slaughter. Their screeches of pain go ignored. Many others were once here. Many more will arrive. Okay. This came from The Dead and the Damned, The Legend of the Living Dead. There we go. Another Goodwill pickup. That was not $1.50. It was $1, and then I got it for 50 cents. The Dead and the Damned, The Legend of the Living Dead. It's Clint Eastwood meets George Romero as lawless gunslingers mutate into the hideous living dead. Looks like a good fun one, right? And lastly, from Goodwill, is Darkness, unrated, the year's most terrifying thriller. I don't recognize the girl. Shockingly original. This extended unrated version of the hit thriller Darkness teams award winner Anna Paquin from X-Men and Lena Olin from Hollywood Homicide, and Ian as a family whose life forever changes when they move into a new home with an ancient secret. Not long after Regina begins living at a remote country estate, she learns that there's something horribly disturbing about the old place. There you go. So that's the Goodwill pickups. This is another Walmart pickup. Incident in a Ghostland. True evil never dies. I like picking these. These are like $9, $10, I think, on the first Tuesday of the month. Most of them are IFC or certainly independent horror films. This says, in a remote countryside, Colleen and her daughters, Beth and Vera, have just inherited their late aunt's new home. On their first night in the house, murderous intruders force them into a fight for their lives. That's the back. There you go. Do have a couple more here we'll share and then we'll be done. Yeah, I think all three of these were from Blow It Out of Here on eBay. I get, most days I get 15% off, and this happened to be during one of their the eBay sales, so another 15, so basically 30% off. This is Children of the Night. I have seen this one. I liked it. Saw it on Blu-ray. Thought I'd pick it up. Children of the Night. Can't see the back very well. No. There you go. A journalist visits a secluded orphanage to write about an unknown skin disease affecting them, but soon learns that they are in fact vampires aged 4 to 120 years old, lorded over by a strange and religious. Yeah, I remember this one. This is a pretty good movie. I can't wait to watch it on Blu-ray. Next up we have The Hangman. Jeremy Sisto and Kate Ashfield. Who You Fear is Already Inside. Inspired by true events. Hangman. Love the true events inspired scary movies. An effectively creepy spin on found footage horror. In this chilling found footage style horror film, a masked man breaks into a family's home and unknowingly takes refuge in their attic. Sounds like a good one. And last but not least, Night of the Demons, a film by Adam Geriatric. All hell is going to break loose. Like a Halloween movie, huh? Right? If you've seen it, let me know how it was or is. It is rated R. 93 minutes. Angela is throwing a decadent Halloween party in New Orleans' infamous Broussard Mansion. But after the police break up the festivities, Maddie and a few friends stay behind. Trapped inside the locked mansion gates, the remaining guests uncover a horrifying secret and soon fall victim to the 7 vicious, bloody, thirsty demons. New Orleans, excuse me. Used to live near New Orleans. If you ever get a chance to go, if you've never been, you owe it to yourself. That should be your bucket list, to go there. If you're a horror fan, it's really a neat place. They have a lot of old history and lots of scary stuff. You know, there's voodoo, there's just lots of connections to the horror genre down there. And it's just a neat city. You can walk around most of it. After dark it gets crazy. During the day it's crazy enough, but after dark, oh my. So that's it from North Las Vegas. I'm going to take a phone call. So you guys take care. Peace.